They chained my hands to the back, made me climb a table, and then they put another chain on the hook of the ceiling and joined that handcuff to the handcuff in my back. And then they kicked away the table. So I was hanging from the ceiling. And then they began to push me. Welcome back, viewers. My name once again is Boma Simeon Anga. In this episode, I want to tell you about an important story in my life, and I've captioned it, "Don't take that poison." Don't take that poison. Resentment, bitterness, and unforgiveness, I have discovered they are very lethal poison that can not only ruin our health, but can also destroy our lives. People hurt us from time to time. People do things that are so mean and so very hurtful that it is difficult to forgive. And resentment begins to brew, especially when they don't care. I had an encounter with an elder brother, the first son of my father, who did something horrible to me. I had the family in my possession. I had monies belonging to the family. I rented a family property, and the proceeds was in my care on behalf of the family. I was waiting to release it to the family at an appropriate time. My elder brother, who was an ex-serviceman, an ex-service naval officer, walked up to me and said he had a terrible dream that my father, he saw him in the dream, and that he was in such bad shape. He was weeping and crying in the dream that his soul cannot rest in peace because he is a member of certain secret society. One of them was called the Death Club. And he said some rites, rituals needs to be performed for my father to be able to rest in peace in death. And that if he does not perform those rituals as the first son, that his life is in danger. And that I should surrender the money that was with me, a few millions, so that he can go and perform those rituals on behalf of the family. Now I had given my life to Christ, and I was about one of the only born-again Christian in my own family. And it occurred to me that if I consent and give this family money to my elder brother to go do these rituals on behalf of the family, he will bring the entire family into darkness. So I prayed in my heart, and I told him that I'm afraid I would not be able to oblige him, and that this ritual will bring this family into darkness. He became livid with anger and threatened to kill me. He said, if I don't surrender this money, he's going to come back with his gang, and he's going to bundle me and put me in the boot of my vehicle, and they will burn me alive in my vehicle. My mother overheard him making this threat, and as he left, my mother literally was begging me, give him this money. This money does not belong to you. It's the family money. Anything he wants to do, allow him to do it. Why should you die? And my mother was born again. And I said, but you know that this is evil. It will bring the family in darkness. She would not hear of it. So I did not even tell her what I did next. I went to God in prayer. And in the place of prayer, God told me to go meet my elder brother where he was. He was living in the family house in our country home in Ogu, in Rivers State. I went there without telling my mother. This is somebody who has told me the next time he sees me, he's going to kill me. And I described how I'm going to die. This is me going to the lion's den. As I was going, I was praying and speaking in tongues. As I got to my country home, I took authority over the atmosphere and over my brother. As I got to meet him, I said, I came with an urgent message from our dead father. I described the story of Lazarus and the rich man, and how the rich man in hell was asking Father Abraham to send Lazarus to go tell his family that he is in a terrible place where he would not want any of his relatives to come. So I told my brother that my father has sent me urgently to him, that he is in the hottest part of hell and he is suffering terrible torment, and that he is next in line to suffer that torment except he surrenders his life to Christ. I said it with such urgency and with such power that my brother was literally shaking, and he gave his life to Christ, him and all his family. And he threw away all his shams and amok, restitution, all the things he had. He had also initiated himself in different cults. After that encounter, I was happy that he's now born again. I did not follow him up, unfortunately, only for him to go back to sin. And to go back, he backslided and became worse than the first time. He came back to me and threatened that I should give him that money again, that family money. He wants to do the same thing. I said, but I thought you gave your life to Christ. Anyway, to cut a long story short, he went to report to the police, the CID, the police headquarters, and told the CID that his younger brother has his money and is about to travel abroad, that they should help him recover that money. He's going to give them $500,000 naira. They came early in the morning the next day, about 5 a.m., and picked me in my house in Port Harcourt. And they took me straight to the CID detention cell, where they detained me. They made me go through the worst torture I have ever thought was possible for a human being to go through. They chained my hands to the back, made me climb the table, and then they put another chain on the hook of the ceiling and joined that handcuff to the handcuff in my back. And then they kicked away the table. So I was hanging from the ceiling. And then they began to push me. There were two officers, one in the front, one in the back, with battings, this thick police batting. And they began to torture me in the soft of my belly and the back, in my back. They tortured me for 30 minutes. I'm not a strong person. To go through that sheer physical torture, I thought I would die. I began to pray for death to come. And I was telling them, what have I done to deserve all of this? They said, where is the money? That was the only question they kept asking. I said, which money? When they kept seeing that my answer does not change, they said, you took your elder brother's money. Where is the money? I said, oh my God, he has lied to you. He does not have any income of his own. It's family money. I'm trying to prevent him bringing the family in darkness. When they saw that I was telling the truth, they now lose me. But by the time they lose me, I was terribly battered. I was taken to the detention cell, and they told those bad boys to beat me, but favor of God, I was not touched by any of them. Instead, they pitied me. The governor of Rivers State got to hear about my incarceration and ordered the police commissioner to release me. As I was released, my heart became filled with bitterness, anger, resentment, and all that I wanted to do was revenge. I had the resources to be able to do that. Viewers, when we come back, I will continue the story. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard Boma, and that is a very, very moving story. The second part of that story continues next week. Please keep date with us. Something is building, and the lesson is coming. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Send us your comments, forward these videos to your friends. Help other people learn the lessons that you're seeing in these videos, and God will bless you.